Hey guys, this is Preeti and I've been wanting to recommend you guys Marvel's Iron Fist for the longest time. It is such an amazing TV show. I love it so much. I haven't liked anything that much since Marvel's Jessica Jones, which came out last year, I think. It's so good. You need to watch it. There are just so many great things about the show, and one of the things that hit me particularly was that it is a lot like Arrow, at least at first glance at the pilot episode. So if you're a fan of Arrow or Doctor Strange, I feel like the show is very similar to both of those. So if you are a fan of those, definitely try this out if you haven't already. The plot is amazing, the characters are amazing. Every single episode ends on a cliffhanger, so you'll just have to keep watching until all 13 episodes are done, and that was my master plan the entire time. Should I go back and like non-spoiler peeps? Do you want what this is about? Probably need that now that I think about it. Basically, it is about this one kid named Danny Rand. He was the kid of these two super rich people who had like their business, their company, Rand, and they worked with the Meachums, their friends. They were on a trip to somewhere in China, I believe, and over the Himalayas there was an accident with the plane and it crashed, and his mother and his father are dead, and Danny Rand, he survived. He was the kid, and so now he's like an adult. He comes back to New York City after years of being wherever in the Himalayas. Turns out he was actually in this monk training kind of thing, training to be the Iron Fist. You can find out what that is when you watch it, and it's so good. There are just so many dark things going around. There's a guy back from the dead. There's a really mean friend, and there is so many good characters, and he looks homeless but he's not. He's just a super naive, innocent, beautiful, adorable, hilarious, so cute character, and like honestly you could watch it just for him. But there's so many things that go on, and one of the things I love about the show so much compared to like things like Arrow and Supergirl and just like mainstream CW shows and other shows, no episode, no part of any of the episodes in the season goes to waste. The episodes are like an hour-ish, almost like a little bit less than an hour, but because the season itself has not 24 episodes but like 13 episodes, I believe, so since they're shorter, each episode is like packed. The first episode you can kind of feel the length of it, but then after that, like, you're just like, wow, you go through these so quickly and they're so good. This was great. I loved it. The plot twists were amazing. Dialogue, characters, setting, my gosh. Now I just want to talk about things that happened in the show. So if you haven't watched it, now is probably a good time to go on to Netflix and watch it because it's really good. And if you have watched it and want to discuss it with me, stick around because that's what we're doing. There we go. Okay, that feels better. So obviously you watched it, you loved it. There's no way you didn't love it. But before we get into anything, I have to talk about something very important. That's a very important part of the show, and that is the fact that it's a white man and not an Asian man. I know that this is a very controversial topic right now. I've actually also heard a lot of reviews that people did not like Iron Fist, Marvel's Iron Fist. I've seen so many negative reviews of it, and I don't understand it at all. But going back to the whole cultural thing, I feel like I understand why a lot of people don't understand why this is such a big deal. I probably wouldn't have understood it either, but I took a class called Fantasizing Japan my first year of college. I don't know why I took it, don't ask. I was a freshman. I had no idea what to do with regards to scheduling and everything, so that happened. And I took it. It was actually a really interesting class. And so, yeah, and one of the big problems with American media is that it's not even just like it's all white people, but like even, how do I say this? So there's a white man, yes, but of course, like, this is a whole different culture thing. Kung Fu and the Iron Fist belongs to a whole different culture in the Himalayas. No white men anywhere near. And yet, of course, Danny Rand, a single random white man, beats all of the colored people. That is the racist part of it. And I know it's not just Netflix, it's not just a TV show, it's the same way in the source material. So I totally recognize the fact that there is a huge problem with this, not really the show, but yes, the show, just the Iron Fist thing in general. And yeah, and like it happens in Tom Cruise's The Last Samurai, it happens in The Wolverine, it happens so many places and nobody seems to be changing it, and it's definitely a problem. But also, I have to admit, I just love the show. When I first started watching this, at least like the pilot episode, maybe the first 2 episodes, I definitely thought this was a lot like Arrow. I thought it was kind of a ripoff of Arrow, which is a TV show on the CW if you don't know, and I totally thought that Danny Rand was like a more naive, innocent, cuter, more adorable, homeless looking, at least in the first few episodes, Oliver Queen. And then I thought that Joy Meacham, she reminded me a lot of Laurel, at least in the beginning also, because she was really annoying. She was also like lawyery. She wasn't actually a lawyer, she was a businesswoman, but like she dealt with a lot of the lawyery things. Then there was Ward Meacham, who was just evil as frick, but at the same time he kind of reminded me of way back in season 1 of Arrow. I don't even know if you guys remember, but there was this guy, I think his name was Tommy. He used to be Oliver's best friend, and then he was dating Laurel, and Ward reminded me of him. Yeah, Joy is actually his sister, they're not dating, and Ward and Danny were never really friends. They were more like acquaintances who didn't like each other, but I don't know. I was just grasping for connections and making them wherever I could. And like, there was that one psychiatrist who didn't even have a super important role in it, but I just thought that he reminded me of Laurel's dad, the chief of police, and I think it may be that they looked alike. I don't really know for sure, but yeah, I don't know. I was just drawing connections. So if you like Arrow, obviously you probably enjoyed this. I definitely enjoyed it. I actually think that it's better than how Arrow is doing right now. There were so many things I appreciated about the show. First and foremost, probably the fact that Ward's father, how Ward put his name as Frankenstein in the phone. I thought that was pure genius. I didn't think Ward had it in him. And then when Joy read it, she was like, Ward, who is Frank Stein? And I'm like, right in front of your face and you don't even know. I didn't really feel bad for her because she's really annoying, especially after what she does at the end. She's gonna freaking kill Danny or whatever. Like, you can't blame all your problems on him, Joy. The problems were there, you just weren't aware of them until he came along. Oh, she annoys me so much. I thought she would be a better character. Like, I thought she would come to her senses, but she didn't. Also, I'm really glad that she was not the love interest. I was gonna be so angry if she was, because I shipped Colleen Wing and Danny Rand from the very beginning. And then there was like a scene with the blossoms, orange blossoms or something, that Danny put on her doorstep, and he was like, Joy was like, this would be romantic in another context, and I'm like, this isn't gonna happen. And I'm glad it didn't happen, because I would have been so angry. Just because she's a white character does not mean you put her with the main character. No. Which is apparently what happened in Sleepy Hollow, I've heard, so all the racist bullshit has got to stop. Colleen and Danny, I shipped them a lot at the beginning, less so at the end because they turned into a sort of Romeo and Juliet kind of thing, opposite sides kind of, and I didn't see that coming actually. That was a shocker. I felt like eventually their romance became a bit too cliche, but at the beginning I totally shipped them. Not the fact that she thought he was a homeless person. That was kind of rude, although admittedly I would probably make the same exact mistake. But like, there was that one sequence with both of them and I just thought that was the best thing ever. It was when she let him stay at her place for like the first time, and he was teaching her the proper way to do kung fu, because like she does like a Japanese thing and he does like Buddhist Himalayan thing. I'm not exactly sure what they're called, my bad, but yeah, I just thought that was so cute. It was, oh my gosh, there was so much angst in that. Like eventually the angst kind of died down. Like the first kiss that Colleen and Danny had, I think, like, and then they had sex right after too, and I'm pretty sure Danny was a virgin, so that was interesting. Also, can I just say that Ward's dad freaked me the heck out. Like, he was already a freaky character at the beginning, really creepy, and then you think that like the hand is like controlling him, which they are in a way, so you think that you're about to pity him, but no, he's just flat out evil. And then when he comes back from the dead after Ward killed him, that, okay, the moment I lost it was when he killed his assistant with the ice cream scoop because he asked for vanilla. Like, first of all though, assistant, why would you do that? Like, even if it's not even Ward's dad, but it's like your boss and he got you ice cream, you're not gonna be like, oh, I don't want this, I want vanilla. No, you're gonna be polite and try the damn ice cream. He doesn't deserve to die for that, in my opinion. It was just so graphic. The killing with the melon balls, you can hear everything. You could just imagine his skull like changing shape, and ugh. I have never feared a fictional character more. Voldemort did not even do that to me. Then there was the other scene where Ward's dad hit Ward on the head with a golf club. It's just so graphic. It's so graphic. And like, I don't have a problem with graphic, but it just came as like, wow and gross and this is disgusting, but it was good, but yikes. Oh my gosh, and I absolutely adore Claire. She's like the most cutest, adorable person ever, and she's like a nurse and she saves people's lives. She saves Daredevil, she saves Iron Fist, she probably saves Luke Cage, although I don't know if he'd need saving because his skin is like non-penetrable. I really want her to have her own TV show. She would be such a great character. It'd be like an Agent Carter kind of thing where she doesn't actually have powers, but she's just a freaking cool person, and I would so watch that. Obviously she has a complex, like Madame Gao said. She was like, she wanted to have these powers rub off on her, and like that's heartbreaking because like, Claire, you're amazing. Dude, you're amazing. You have all of these super great abilities and you use your normal human powers to help all these people with actual superpowers, and you sacrifice yourself. And are you in love with the Daredevil? You know what, never mind, that's going off topic, but yeah, I would so die for you to have your own TV show, man. Girl, woman, yes please. Just know that you want to watch this show. It's so good, you won't regret it. If you're on the lookout for something, here you go. I'm handing it to you on a silver platter. I don't have a silver platter to hold up for you, but you get the point. So good, watch it. Please watch it. And if you have watched it, I would love to hear what you think about it, what you thought about the whole cultural problem with it, because that is an important point. If you watch Iron Fist anytime soon, have recently watched it, whatever, please tell me what you think in the comments. I would love to talk more about this show. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.